Wadsworth. As always, I am Denver, Colorado. Welcome to Beyond Wrestling. We're in for a treat here because we're going to have an AIW Tag Team title defense at Beyond Wrestling.
Indeed, that's the partnership and what it'll bring you here between Beyond Wrestling and AIW, having formed an alliance, working together, and of course we've seen the benefits at AIW, all of the new talent, such as Zane Silver and Chase Burnett coming flooding into AIW. But now we're going to see it going the other way, as you said, those AIW Tag Team titles being defended at Beyond Wrestling.
Well, Chase Burnett and Zane Silver, two of the breakout performers of the Beyond Wrestling project. They were able to impress some of the AIW officials, get a spot on that AIW Absolute Opportunity card, and now they're going to be mainstays on the roster. In fact, getting an AIW Tag title shot at their home base of Beyond Wrestling against the Young Studs.
And what a unique combination this is. Of course, Eric Ryan, formerly of the original Young Studs, longest reigning AIW Tag Team champions in the promotion's history. And of course, Bobby Beverly, originally a member of the New Beverly Brothers, where those tag team titles were lost by the Young Studs. Eric Ryan dumping his former partner, going out recruiting Bobby Beverly, and forming the new Young Studs, if you will, who immediately in their first match as a team became AIW Tag Team champions.
I think what impresses me so much about these guys is they have so much experience as being tag team wrestlers, but when they come together, their chemistry is unmatched.
Indeed, it's as if they had been teaming for years the first time we saw them. But instead, in their first match, as we said, becoming AIW Tag Team champions, right now we're going to see them defend those titles. And it's a team who's fairly new as a combination themselves. Of course, as you said in the Absolute Opportunity, they were actually opponents in their AIW debuts and have only a couple of matches together, but apparently hitting them off, making quite an impression as a tag team. Starting off where you see Zane Silver and Eric Ryan, and the go-behind right away by Silver.
I mean, as you were saying, both teams are relatively new to teaming. There's a lot of unknowns in this match. I couldn't predict a winner right now, and I think that's what's going to make this match so exciting.
And you want to talk about exciting, you look at a team like Chase Burnett and Zane Silver, two very exciting young up-and-comers, two guys to watch in independent wrestling. But right now it's that side headlock, Zane Silver with the headlock takeover, and grounding Eric Ryan.
It's interesting that you point out that they're up-and-comers, because they are going to take all of the risks necessary to not only get the win, but also impress the fans watching at home.
Right now it's Eric Ryan with a couple forearm shots looking to get out, and taking that wrist lock. Eric Ryan is a guy who hasn't necessarily had a lot of opportunity, but most people will tell you that's got more to do probably with his attitude than his ability. Eric Ryan, a great young wrestler, great young performer between those ropes, one of the best around, but not one to really make friends with fans or help with other guys in the locker room half the time.
Yeah, and that's something that really goes a long way, because Chase Burnett and Zane Silver, they both have a very, very positive attitude, and you'll see how that's going to affect their wrestling. Obviously, right now, it's working to Zane Silver's benefit.
Indeed, and there's that leg layer getting up with that back foot. Of course, Zane Silver, very few going to be able to strike like he does. Look at the way he uses his legs. Just such a weapon coming from so many different angles. Now the tag to Chase Burnett headed right up to the top of those double knees, driven down onto Bobby Beverly.
This could do it right here early.
Oh, damn.
And again, the Young Studs, I don't think they've ever seen Chase Burnett and Zane Silver compete as a team before, so I don't know how they could have them scouted. You know, that's going to definitely work to the disadvantage of the Young Studs.
Indeed, that was where they came into the advantage, and look at that handspring elbow from Chase Burnett. You want to talk about coming from different angles like we talked about with Zane Silver's feet. Chase Burnett's whole body comes from different angles.
And rushing right in with that kick, now tagging in Zane Silver. Looks like they're going to be setting up for a combination maneuver.
The double back elbow, now both men coming out. And those double knees. And Silver just sending his body off of his partner. And look at the two of them working like they've been teaming for years. As I said, they've only teamed a couple times, and look at that, the hip toss into the Raw, takeover with that basement drop kick for the assist.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. They've got the AIW Tag Team Champions running. We could have new champions right here at Beyond Wrestling.
And what a statement it would make, as we said, they were part of that absolute opportunity. The fans had the chance, but talk about taking fate in your own hands. Look at that, though, the Tag Team Champions right back on top. with those stereo backdrops into the turnbuckles.
Well, that certainly shifted the momentum into the favor of the young studs, but they need to capitalize on this. They need to make sure to stay on top of their opponents. No showboating, no high-fiving, no taunting to the other wrestlers around ringside.
Damn.
Eric Ryan, look at him rotate those hips, swinging over on that vertical suplex, and just chaining him together, dropping him right on the head into a brainbuster. But only a 2 count. And that's exactly what I meant about Eric Ryan. Bobby Beverly, very similar. As we said, these two work so well together. Very much a young up-and-comer. Not many people know the name. All 4 of these competitors looking to make a name for themselves.
You know, it's funny, but before you were talking about how Eric Ryan has such a bad attitude, I think that this Bobby Beverly has a total mean streak in him, too. Oh, look at that kick! Talk about a mean streak. How about a streak of venom right across your neck? Anyway, I think that's why these two work together so well, is because they're both just mean dudes.
Indeed, and that's why you also, that cocky attitude doesn't really benefit you. For someone like Bobby Beverly and Eric Ryan, he probably could have won that match at that point. After the damage that Eric Ryan did, after the damage that Bobby Beverly did, but that cover was just so lazy, so cocky, and it got him a boot to the back of the head, but right now the tag team champions still in control.
Yeah, but they gotta watch out, because as you said earlier, Zane Silver, his striking ability is unmatched in Beyond Wrestling. It may be unmatched in Absolute Intense Wrestling as we're able to see him compete against some of Cleveland's finest. But as of right now, you know, Bobby Beverly has him grounded. He's not going to be able to strike from that position.
Tell what you said, but we saw him strike out of that pinfall earlier. And that's just the thing with Zane Silver. I was saying, it's all about angles. It's not bad enough to fight a striker, to be in there with someone who you know is going to be able to just lay it into you. But the fact that he can come at you from any angle. He doesn't use your normal strikes. And look at that, exactly that. Not into the strike, but look at that, rolling all the way through the submission, rolling it back into the pinfall too.
I don't know how Eric Ryan kicked out of that. He must have been so disoriented. But now Zane Silver keeping on top of him, making sure to lay in the strikes. I don't think that Zane Silver knows that Bobby Beverly got tagged in as the legal man.
See that blind tag? Now Beverly up.
Zane Silver trying to fight out of it.
Countering out. But he's caught and driven down into that lung blower.
That's a hell of a combination move. This could do it right here. Bobby Beverly a little late on the pin.
And a little bit of confusion there. Eric Ryan forgetting that he was not the legal man. We saw Eric Ryan go for the pinfall right away.
Well, that's a rookie mistake from 2 veterans, and the actual rookie, Chase Burnett, able to capitalize on it and break up the pinfall.
But he paid for it.
That's all it takes is one mistake to really change it into the favor of the guys who are on the downswing of the momentum, and luckily the young studs able to recover.
That's something the young studs have generally been very good at avoiding. As we said, Eric Ryan, longest reigning tag team champions in AIW history, and it wasn't by accident. They did whatever they had to hold on to those tag titles. Look at Zane Silver up, and that's exactly what I mean. You see that double springboard, and look at that. Driving the foot, but the kick wasn't enough. Using the back of his foot, using the heel to drive through, now driving across the knee.